Good evening, everyone. This is Professor Hill's short video for our class, Introduction to Ethics Philosophy 2306 here at St. Phil's College for the first summer session term of 2023. Today is Tuesday, my God, the 13th of June, 2023. We're in our second week of our 5-week class. We're reading chapter 2, and we're looking ahead to this upcoming case study, which will be due Sunday night, this at the end of the weekend. It's about John the plumber. John the paramedic, sorry. And it's late, and I've been grading essays, which I'm about to get to. Anyway, it turns out that that's where we are. Week 2, reading chapter 2, John the paramedic case study coming up. Yet another difficult medical ethics case study. So yesterday, and I've heard from a few students who watched the video yesterday. It turns out I was kind of on a little rant there about people answering the question, is this right or wrong? And so I want to follow up a little bit more about the essays with a couple of practical things first. One, don't upload a PDF copy of your essay into the box, the reply box. Please, if you've got it all written out, copy and paste that text in there. It makes it easier to read for the other students who, once they enter their essay, are going to scroll through and comment on at least 2. And look, I know it's there. You can just click on it, but don't do it. In fact, the settings are set to prevent you from doing it. So I'm not even sure how that happened, but please, just in the future, it's actually more convenient if you just copy and paste the text. I know you might lose some formatting and stuff, but don't worry, you're not going to lose points on that stuff. What you will lose points for is not citing the textbook. The whole point of reading, like this week, chapter 2, before you do the case study, is so that you can incorporate some of the definitions and concepts from the chapter into your thinking and then your essay about the case study. So again, I've mentioned this once or twice before, but I need to say it again. When you get done with your essay, read it and think to yourself, hey, I could have written this without even looking at the textbook. And if that's the case, you've not done it right. You've missed the point. Somewhere in your essay needs to be, in our textbook, Doing Ethics by Lewis Vaughn, and just have a short quote. Bring in a definition. Bring in one of the key concepts. Apply one of the key concepts to the case study. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're trying to do. So if you just have, shot off a response off the top of your head, you got to stop and come back and do it. Yesterday, the whole thing was about me ranting about make sure that you make a decision, that you say it's either I agree or don't. And what I mean by that is I'm interested in what you think, okay? So let me put it like this. If you write a long essay where you say, this is the situation with Jenny Lake, and this is what happened, and she got sick here, and these are all the factors. And then you say, well, on one hand, these are the reasons it might be wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the other hand, these are the reasons it might be right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You still haven't said what you think about it. You've laid out the case. You've laid out the options, good and bad. But then if you get to the bottom and you say, but Jenny Lake thought she did the right thing. I'm like, yeah, that's why she did it. That's actually just kind of a statement of fact. That's like the sky is blue or the grass is green. In fact, it's also still just that if you say, I gave it a lot of thought and really struggled with this, and it's my considered moral judgment that Jenny Lake thought she did the right thing. Okay, that's still not what you think about it. That's what Jenny thinks about it. So my point is, I'm interested in you and what you've learned from doing the reading. And I'm interested in what you think about John the paramedic. And look, I mentioned that I'm going to do some more about John, and I'll post some of my previous videos about him and the case and my thinking about it. And I said I would do that today, but it turns out it's very late. I've been grading essays for a long time. And some of them are driving me crazy. But so my point was simply that I'm tired and I'll do it again tomorrow. Look for that on Wednesday. I will put some videos into, especially like on the YouTube channel. I'll put some into the playlist. That'll help as well. Because look, the John the paramedic story is complicated because the guy's a bad guy and he's done a bad thing. And that's a factor. Which, by the way, reminds me one last thing about the essays. Always kind of stay away from overgeneralized language, meaning everybody does this, or nobody would ever think this. That's going to always get you in trouble because they're just overgeneralizations, meaning that even one example kills the argument. So, and plus, the fact of the matter is, I'm giving you cases where people are going to disagree. And this is a kind of a Texas thing. To try to make a point, we use hyperbole as an intensifier. And this is the whole Texas exaggeration thing. But if you say something like, well, of course, everybody would absolutely agree with me on X, you probably want to stay away from that approach. Because I'm sure I can find at least one person who's going to disagree with you. These are complicated things, and people have a lot of different perspectives on them. I get that. And what I just said, lots of people have lots of different perspectives on these issues. Lots of people have conflicting ideas about this. Doesn't mean that, therefore, there can't be a right and wrong. What I'm interested in hearing is what you think about these cases. Do you think it's right? Do you think it's wrong? And why? We're trying, and look, sometimes this is difficult to articulate, but I'm trying to pin you down to force you to think your way through to the end and then literally write that out. And then, look at it and go, dang, do I really think that? I guess I do. So lots to think about, lots to chew on. But so that was about the essays and again, I tried to be, a little lenient because it was our first one. I get it. But dang, y'all, for the next one, make sure there's something there from the textbook. You can add other stuff. That's fine. But you need to have read the textbook and bring that into your essay. That I just gotta, I'm chopping off points for people that don't do that. You also, again, I need to say this again. It's got to be the first thing you enter. Don't enter a file, but enter your essay. Copy and paste it, drop it in, and have that be the first thing you do. Every time. Okay. All right. So, and then comment on at least two, not one, not zero, at least two of your classmates. That's also important. Okay. That's kind of it for now. All the essays are graded. I'm sorry if I didn't get to yours until tonight. But they're all the ones that came in, yesterday, Monday. I got through about 3/4 of them yesterday, Monday, and I got through the rest today. Sorry about the delay if you were in the last group. But if you got questions, let me know. I've been answering through Canvas lots of questions about, the philosophy and the chapters. And again, I'll do a little more. I'll put some stuff in the YouTube playlist about chapter 2, and I'll do a little more tomorrow about chapter 2, when I wake up fresh and energetic and ready to face the day. Okay, bye. See you tomorrow.